Hello everybody, this is DonaldV2 here.
And Halo3Ameture here.
And we are here for more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
Yay.
October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 4. Number 4, what the hell?
There's a lot of courtrooms.
I know, but we haven't been here before.
Hmm.
We've been to 1 and 2.
Yep.
The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer at Studio 1 of Globo Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will be all points to this fact.
I see. Very well. I would like to move on to your testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness.
First, I would like to call a familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Hi. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it is important to grasp the layout of the studio, see?
50 cents!
Here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate. This is the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's this gate here, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, a defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. I'll jump ahead later that day, 5 p.m., the production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled. The time of the death was 2:30. The samurai spear that was lodged into the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again?
Should I listen to that whole thing again?
No.
No. I think I can probably remember that. So, the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval.
Doodle-doo!
Alright.
We now have the weapon into the evidence. Your Honor, the case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see?
Understood.
Let's call the security officer to the stand. Oh boy. Crazy old lady voice coming in a moment. Will the witness declare her name? Why aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please.
I freaked out.
Oh, dearie, don't need to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please.
Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie. Wendy Oldbag is my name.
Your last name is actually Oldbag.
Yes. And it's a windy old
Yeah,
That is the
I
joke.
get it. But still. Oh, Jesus.
Oh gosh, here we go again. I'm going to talk.
Leave it!
Believe it. Objection.
Okay.
The word objection isn't the objection. I object to this witness talking to this.
Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rumbling on the stand.
Yay. Oh, let's just get to the good part, dearie.
Good part of what?
Whatever the fuck I was saying. Perhaps we can get the testimony.
Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag.
Witness account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through since the morning. I had some errands to run this morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now the murder happened at 2 p.m., correct? 2:30 p.m., correct? Interesting to me because a certain man walked by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there. He was heading to the studio.
You saw the defendant? Then, very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Time to save.
Routine shed execute.
What?
I said better routine shed execute.
Okay.
Let's begin. Lawyer versus a windy old bag. Let's go. Bring it on, little boy.
So, up until that time, anyone who wanted to could get into the studio?
Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was blocked, dearie. You need an employee card key to get in.
Right, the card key that I have. So what she was saying is no one who was supposed to be there could get in.
Was there anyone else who arrived at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through there since morning.
A run-through?
They were working out a scene between the steel samurai and the evil magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsals were supposed to start at 5 o'clock. That's why poor old Hammer went to the studio 1 in the afternoon.
So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero.
If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon? I had some errands to run that morning.
What kind of errands?
Oh, well, you know.
Answer the question.
Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers, observing, you know.
Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station?
Whippersnapper, I told you I liked the gate, didn't I? I did my job!
I'm not sure your boss would see it that way.
Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs, always. Never missed one in all my years.
Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Did you see the victim then?
Did I I see poor old Hammer? No. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next.
I would have laughed if you kept the old lady voice whenever you switched to him.
I try not to.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Every time text pops up, I gotta try to read it.
The Wii remote said hold it to me. I heard it. So you were watching there the whole time? No breaks, not even for a second?
Of course! I'm a professional, you know! Or are you criticizing how I did my job, whippersnapper?
No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday.
I can wash the gate and eat donuts at the same time! Snipper wrapper! Snipper wrapper!
Snipper whapper? Snipper whapper. Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So, the witness was on duty, though the afternoon the whole time very well. What did you see? How do you know that?
Oh, ho, ho, I have my ways. That just young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. ...
Poor Detective Gumshoe getting chewed out by a security guard. Two o'clock? You're sure?
Sure as spit.
Well, who was the man?
Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age you might strain something. Now, don't get your skeevies in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was.
So, you saw Mr. Powers.
That's what I said. Get wax in your ear, Sonny.
Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon.
I'll say it again. It was him.
Powers picture?
Maybe Powers' picture probably says the secret weapon.
Okay.
That doesn't look like Powers at all. Or that could be, but...
No, well, look at the feet. It's way too far back to be him.
Oh, true.
He would fit the costume.
Yeah, he would fit the costume.
Let me get this straight, Oldbag, or Miss Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in the photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course, didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can say and see that's Powers, right? Yeah. Well, I wonder.
True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in the court is accusing you of that, Mr. Witness. He's having trouble calling her Oldbag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in the photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Huh? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
What?
Huh?
Even Edgeworth's this surprised?
The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all your information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I to know anyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed of all of you! Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me that this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then.
The man in the photo. Oh man. I never say anything I don't mean to, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
No. So he had a sprained ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals.
This game does kind of hold your hand a bit throughout a lot of these things.
Yeah, I kind of know. It's time to save.
But it'll get to some points where it just won't, like sometimes where it just won't tell you what's what, or which exact thing you're supposed to use sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whippersnapper!
Hey, I haven't said anything yet.
I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their back. Everything I said is straight and narrow. You today always whining about blah-da-da-blah-da-da-blah.
Yeah, Mr. Wright. Please, for his sake, try not to upset the witness.
I think Edgeworth has met his match.
Matters match.
Gosh.
I don't believe.
Who was present at the run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers. He used to steal samurai. The poor old hammer, the evil magistrate, and me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing, just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through then. Trip and fall?
Yeah, she did think he's supposed to be the steel samurai. What a laugh! So Power sprained his ankles. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
You don't want to know how. I kissed it where it hurt.
Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her, she was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Power's ankle.
You may continue your testimony.
He broke one of the props. It was a big mess, but...
He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
His samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
That strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record.
Let's check the court record real quick with that.
Murder weapon and break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
Was Mr. Power's ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Thus the nap.
as I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot? Okay.
I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor?
Well, there's one thing that bothers me.
Which is?
Where is the Steel Samurai costume now?
Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking through. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Willpowers.
I suppose that's right. Are you sure, Your Honor? Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in the photo can we see Mr. Willpowers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also.
Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice. Witness account continue. The time of poor Hammer's death was at 2:30 p.m. True. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Willpowers. No one else went there. Not anybody else. If I had, I would have seen them.
So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, your cross-examine the witness.
Do it now. Yay.
Oh, it's saving time, it's saving time. Now
Saving
it's time to cross-examine.
Oh, man.
How do you know that?
Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about being a secret pal, he told me everything.
I see. Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officers' fondness of donuts. Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody's suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody's suspicious looking. Right.
No one else went there.
What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before. I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them.
Are you sure?
The witness has answered the question. Anyone going to the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have him, Reggie boy.
Edgy boy?
Arrogant.
Old Windbag sure has balls, or, well, you know what I mean. Old Windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps.
Gosh. She's only 17.
I know.
God, don't be telling about when she's like 90.
I know. Okay, so we've seen all the stuff now.
That one looks suspicious.
Yeah, it does.
Let's look at that photo again. Photo? No, just go back to the description.
Joining his leg, press A, okay.
October 15, 2 p.m., photo number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Photo number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Save before you do it because I might be wrong on the exact position of waiting to be.
Yeah.
But I have a 90% chance that's the right one because nobody else went there. Obviously the thing took another picture.
Yeah.
That got deleted.
Mm-hmm.
And I was right.
Hold on. Look at the photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sir, Sonny.
So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture.
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer is the guards in the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back, the words say of the photo printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2.
Even I know what that means. It was taken 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? People discussing things.
Yeah.
Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. You are so fickle, you should know, Judge. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. The evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet, there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access only someone with access. The security lady herself.
You watch your mouth, whippersnapper! The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean.
Can't the witness explain to this court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Agent Boy, help!
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
So help you are you with your whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper?
What? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
Oh, that's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai.
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
I see. Your testimony, please.